Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Better late than never. Oh my goodness! I had to come inside and warm up my tootsies and my digits, my fingers. Anyway, folks, I'm glad you are joining me tonight, and I hope this broadcast finds you well, and I hope my stream is coming through nice and clear. So we had a big night last night, I tell you that, and I didn't play my intro video that really wakes people up. You know, we see it over and over again. Okay. Yeah, but when we get about 3,000 people coming in that have never seen the intro video about our leaders being selected, and I said, oh, snap. But anyway, that's not why I'm saying, oh, snap in the thumbnail. I'm saying, oh, snap about some of the truths that Donald Trump put out while I was broadcasting last night. But anyway, we're going to get into all that and all the things that are going on that are rearing their ugly heads. Scandals, criminality, stolen elections, massive fraud. It's all coming back to bite them in the rear end. But anyway, folks, we're going to talk about all that. But what do? I play videos, and here's the one I wish I had played for last night's video for the newbies coming in. But stick with me, folks. Give me a thumbs up because it helps the video to get around. You know that. And don't tune out because that stops up the algorithm. So anyway, folks, enjoy this video. Get yourself a nice cup of coffee or a cold brouhaha or an adult beverage, maybe even a glass of water, whatever you want. And then we'll be like butter and get on a roll.
Corralled into this box where we either have to hate Vladimir Putin and believe everything evil that's said about him and love Ukraine, and there's no in between. And that reminds me a lot of you're either a white supremacist or you go with the Democrat narrative on everything under the sun.
The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today. White supremacy.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
I mean, there's as much interference here as you could possibly imagine. Before you even get to Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, John Kerry, Mitt Romney, and all of their children who earn millions from Ukrainian gas companies. These days, it's hard to believe anything because they've lied about COVID, they lied about Russia collusion, they lied about the Ukraine impeachment trial, and there's so much more going on in Ukraine that nobody is talking about.
Does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
My job as a journalist is to try to understand what is the truth here. I don't like being lied to, and we're being lied to on an epic scale. When we're told your only choice is you have to be 100% with Zelensky. Slava Ukraina. The puppet who you can find on the internet in black stilettos and leather pants. Zelensky was selected, like so many of our leaders. And honestly, with big tech and with election fraud these days, we don't know how many leaders all around the world have been selected for us and weren't actually voted in.
How to build back better.
We have to build back better.
Build back better.
If Donald Trump gets the Republican nomination, there are many of us that will move heaven and earth to ensure he doesn't win.
We are fighting the same battles all over the world. To pretend that this war is about Russia and Ukraine is a barefaced lie. Putin has been warning for 15 years that he is not going to stand by while the globalists take over the world, build bioweapons facilities and whatever else they're doing in Ukraine. Ukraine has been a center of money laundering for many of the leaders in this country. Billions of US dollars have been laundered through Ukraine, and we say nothing about it. Does nobody question these things? We have an idiot like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Mr. Vindman.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
Do you always insist on civilians calling you by your rank?
And sits there as a lieutenant colonel. He didn't even make colonel. And he's telling the president of the United States what his policy should be. You have a traitor in the form of Maria Yovanovitch, who was Obama's ambassador, who's telling Ukrainian government officials, don't listen to the will of the American people.
In his July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, the president badmouthed Yovanovitch, calling her bad news.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked.
And then she's given a cushy job for life at Georgetown University, and we're told that the president of the United States cannot say to his foreign counterparts that we want you to look into something.
If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So much hypocrisy and dishonesty here, and Ukraine is at the center of it all.
What nonsense?
You want to play games? Okay. Have to play with it. Come on. Okay.
Do you want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Well, think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off. Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. If the deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he perceives as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Who all came to see me tonight? Man, the chats were flying, I saw. It is payback time. Let's see. Sissy's here. Darla's here. Todd's here. Colette. Roberto. Sherry. Randy's here. Gary. MS Motorsports. Wayne's here. Nice to see you. Yeah, Wayne's reminding everybody, give me a thumbs up. Helps the video to get around. So if you haven't done that yet, go on out there and give me a thumbs up. Podge Podge. That thumbs up button. And come on back in. We'll wait for you. Where did I leave off at? Wayne. These chats jump around and I get knocked off track. And I got to find out where I was. Sort of miss everybody. Kim's here. Robin's here. All right. Todd's here. Rebecca. Okay. Sherry's saying hi to everybody. All right. Come on in, shake off your skin, and rattle around in your bones. Oh, it's Miss Mindersoo. And Cole is here. All right. Ha, ha, ha. Well, the left is going cuckoo. I haven't seen anybody freak out yet, but I saw some videos about people freaking out on other platforms. I don't watch some of those creepos. Who's that one married to Crystal Ball? What's his name? He's freaking out over a video that Trump put up. I've got it, but we'll talk about it. Elva's here. Nice to see you. All right. Nice to see all of you. Things are accelerating. You know, it's got to be digestible. Right, Tennessee? Nice to see you. But just like last night's video got a surge in views because people are curious as to what's going on between the election fraud, the imminent Georgia officials themselves saying, we were told we were going to get arrested any time. Between that and the Epstein files coming out, people are tuning in. And we know that's a lot deeper. The Epstein files are a lot deeper than a lot of people really know. But we know, how evil it is. I tell you what, the fraud has got people who are, understand the amount of money we're talking about, really livid, no matter what party or race they are. If they're American citizens, they're mad as hell. But the Epstein stuff is piqued everybody's curiosity. Trump put out a storm of truths last night, and you all are my witness. You all are my witness. I said, this is the real war, information war. How many of you heard me say that? And the video Trump put out that everybody's mad about because it showed Barack and Michelle. Where is it? I kind of pulled them in real close, but it showed primate bodies for an instant. Their heads with primate bodies on it. And so I'm like, hey, when we were growing up, we were told, don't make a monkey out of yourself. It didn't matter what your color was. No monkey shines. Remember that? So, or I made him look like a monkey. That's going on forever. So, I don't know what the story is on this. We're going to talk about the possibilities of what. But one thing it's doing for sure, getting people to pay attention to the particular truth that Trump posted. Okay, I've got so many things that he posted. But the other thing that was in that truth was ANON, but it was anonymous, anon. But it's a start, right? I'm trying to see which one is the clip. Here's what Russian news put up. Russian news put this up. They said it shows Donald Trump. Trump posted a video on the social media of dancing monkeys with the head of former U.S. President Obama and his wife. Well, not exactly. Not exactly. And then they posted Trump deleted the post with monkeys with the faces of Obama and his wife after 12 hours. Well, they weren't dead. It was I don't think it lasted a second at the end of the video. But the content of the video, let me see if I can find it and we'll play it. Because I couldn't believe it. He posted it last night, right after my live stream. And I said, this is the real war. Information. Why I get up on screen 5 nights a week. Let me see which one this is.
Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a
Oh yeah, hold on. This might be the one that actually has it at the end, folks. Pappy, Two Bears, how you doing? Tammy, nice to see you. Who else snuck in here? No, hi, Brett, nice to see you. Ha ha ha. Okay, here it is, folks. Here it is, folks. You all are my witnesses. I said, this is the real war. Information. But anyway, let me see how this goes. I'm not sure if this is the one with the half a second of Brock and Michelle or not on the end. I'll have to see.
Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a DS-200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ESNS machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's the video. A split second. But what do they tell you at the beginning about the massive voter fraud? The embedded technology. I agree, Todd. That could be. That could be. It was a. If you look at the video, yeah. If you look at it, it is another creator that made that video. Tammy. That's what I was going to get at too. A staffer did it and was fired. I agree. Somebody trying to throw can I use that term, a monkey wrench in the works? Somebody was trying to throw a monkey wrench in the works. But some of these videos, like Todd was saying, people will create them, but it will be on a reel with other videos. And if you don't cut it right off, the next video starts to play. So, hi, Devin. Nice to see you. So that could have been it, too. But the left is going bonkers over it. It's either a error with the not editing it before a following video comes, or a staffer trying to make the president look bad. And we shall see. We shall see. But it's being reported around the world. That's the reason I'm putting it up. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's something that Trump would have preferred to have happen. But it happened, and we gotta deal with it. So where's the response guy put up? He was like, all the names you call Trump, you got the nerve to complain about this? Get out of here, is basically what they said. Let me play some videos Trump put up last night into the wee hours of the morning. Let me see here. Here's one. Donald Trump. Yeah, Trump doesn't personally pick the stuff out. He dictates some of the truths. You know, we've seen him do it with a staffer writing it down and then enters the computer for him. And so anyway, let's see what Wikileaks exposed innocent people's info. This is a good video, folks. This is one I was talking about earlier. Look for where WW1, WWG, has to go A, right. But anyway, I'll go ahead and play it.
I got to ask you about the U.S. election. As you point out, you're not an American citizen. You're an Australian. You know, you're clearly not rooting for Hillary, but are you rooting for Trump?
No. I mean, if we have good information on Trump, we publish that. If we have good information on Hillary, the Democrats, we publish that. It is a bit concerning, the allegations that by the Clinton campaign that everyone is a Russian agent are really disturbing. Why is that? Well, because bizarrely, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, has positioned herself now to be the security candidate. She's powered up with the neocons responsible for the Iraq War, and she's grabbed on to this kind of neo-McCarthyist hysteria about Russia and is using that to demonize the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign has all sorts of things wrong with it, but as far as we can see, being Russian agents is not one of them. You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that he speaks off the cuff.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
The American populace is facing an unconventional warfare scenario. This is information warfare.
Did you see the WWG? Where we go on, we go all. Posted by Donald Trump himself. And he put up a anon, very closely getting people to start thinking about the CUE anon. Soon the question will be asked, I believe. And here's a flashback from the past that was posted today. I played this video in the past because I remember the pink tie. You all remember that pink tie?
So at the crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind?
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, you know, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there. And we are, actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow.
That was during his first presidency. When this world is gone, when the USA is gone, the rest of the world will follow. And he is saving the world from an evil group of people. I want to play this to show you the awakening. This was on 1/31/26. I want to get every time I hear him say a boom, that people are not used to listening to a truth that's being told. I'm going to boom during this speech. So I hope you enjoy it.
Democratic Party, I'm going to say it tonight.
Listen closely.
So that you won't be confused, is the Antichrist Party.
Thank you.
It is anti-family.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say this, you're not going to believe it, but it is anti-black folk.
Thank you.
You are only needed for votes.
Thank you.
You're only loved when it's time to get your votes. There's no real care about you. And see, we still stuck, and we got that thing ingrained in us that this is the party for the black man. It is not. The party has changed. Black people, really, to be honest with you, have never been the priority. They have only been used. Go back and look at the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We've all given Democrats credit for that, but Johnson was the one that wanted to pass it, but he couldn't get enough Democrat votes to pass it. It was the Republicans that pushed and passed the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Go tonight and look it up. Look at Wiki, W-I-K-I, put it in there, 1960. He couldn't even get enough Democrats to vote for it. So he had to go to Republican senators in order to help him out. They are anti-life. The party pushes stuff that's anti-life. It pushes anti-morality because most of their policies are immoral. That pushes sexual perversion.
Thank you.
It is the party of death. Why do you say that, Pastor? If you go back, you'll see slavery started with the Democratic Party.
Thank you.
And we saw many slaves that died. We also saw under Jim Crow. Jim Crow was established by Democrats. And we saw under Jim Crow how many were hung and lynched. And then we are seeing today how many babies. African-American people are giving up their future because they won't have, in another 15, 20 years, they won't have enough people because they have cut their birth rates off and have aborted their children. This is exactly what the party wants. So it is a party of death when it comes down to it. It is a party that is against black families. Look at the history of the family.
I almost ran out of ammunition. He was telling so many booms. The party of evil. And he repeated the words that I was talking about John Paul II, the culture of death. That's right, Tammy, preach it. The awakening, Gary says, yes. Yes, it is. And people are, I still got after effects, Deborah. I mean, it's freezing cold. It's cold. It's chilly in parts unknown. And I don't mean con carne either. I'm used to the lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. I'm not used to this cold stuff. And I'm seeing where y'all are having a chit-chat there about Seattle and Alaska. Wow. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, Miss Mindersue, because people would MM for Miss Mindersue. So let me get those creepos off the screen, Barack and Michelle. You know, it could have been a dig at them too. I'm going to play where Pam Bondi announces the Benghazi arrest. But it could have been a dig at them too, that he made a monkey out. They made monkeys out of themselves for what they pulled with Edward Snowden, I believe. I'll get into that in the future. But they're the ones who, as Maxine Waters said, created one of the biggest, I guess you would say, spy or information caches on every person in the country. Remember Maxine Waters bragging about Barack Hussein Obama having everybody's information at his fingertips. But anyway, maybe he signed off on some that helped create the CUE board. But anyway, here's Pam Bondi talking about it. Now, when's the last time you ever heard anybody talk about Benghazi?
To announce that the FBI has arrested one of the key participants behind the Benghazi attack. Zubair al-Bakhash landed at Andrews Air Force Base at 3 a.m. this morning. He is in our custody. He was greeted by Director Patel and U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro. Hillary Clinton famously once said about Benghazi, "What difference at this point does it make?" Well, it makes a difference to Donald Trump. It makes a difference to those families. And 14 years later, it makes a difference to law enforcement who made the difference in this case. Thank you, President Trump, for supporting all of our agencies around the country and around the world. Abu Kush will now face American justice on American soil. We will prosecute this alleged terrorist to the fullest extent of the law. He'll face charges related to murder, terrorism, arson, among others. Let this case serve as a reminder. If you commit a crime against the American people anywhere in this world, President Trump's Justice Department will find you. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen. You can run, but you cannot hide.
We are immensely grateful to
How much you want to bet that bird, that old bird's going to sing? How much you want to bet that old bird's going to sing? Now, they had Diamond Silk put a headline up that Hillary blew her bowels and got all upset and made a public display. And worried about this business of testifying before Congress. Well, actually doing a deposition. And then Bill Clinton followed that up with a bunch of tweets or truths. Or, no, wait a minute, X's. Bill Clinton hadn't been up this combative in years. What do you got to say, Bill? Now, how do these go? How do these go? Top to bottom or what? I guess so, top to bottom. He's called for the full release of the Epstein files. Yeah, right. After how many times they've gone through the hands of your friends, okay? People trying to plant garbage in there. But it doesn't matter because it's so ridiculous. People know it's garbage. I have provided a sworn statement of what I know. And just this week, I agreed to appear in person before the committee, but it's still not enough for Republicans on the House Oversight Committee. Now Chairman Comer says he wants cameras, but only behind closed doors. Who benefits from this arrangement? It's not Epstein's victims. Oh, like you care. Who deserve justice? Well, then you ought to be breaking rocks for a long time, mister. Not the public who deserve the truth. No, we want you to be recorded, answering questions under oath under the penalty of perjury. We can watch it later. Okay? It serves only partisan interests. This is not fact-finding, it's pure politics. What are you talking about? What are you afraid of? I will not sit idly by as they use me as a prop in a closed-door kangaroo court by Republican Party run scared. Remember Adam Schiff doing skiffs, and all the testimony of the J6 witnesses, heavy-duty ones like Bill Barr, that were recorded, but they were behind closed doors, and they only let out edited and selected videos, and then they destroyed, so they say, all the depositions and testimony and video. What are you talking about, Clinton? By a Republican Party running scared. What are you talking about? The DNC is broke compared to the RNC. Your money's been cut off from all these nefarious fraudulent campaign contributions and vote buying by committing treason and bringing in foreign illegals who have no intentions of supporting this nation and robbing us blind, and you all taking your skim. If they want answers, let's stop the games and do it the right way. Oh, this is not a game. This is not a game. Remember that term, folks? In a public hearing where the American people can see for themselves what this is really about. Like Comer said, you want to come back for a public hearing? You're more than welcome to, buddy. More than welcome to. But you got to do your deposition. You got to do your deposition under oath. You want a public hearing? Be happy to accommodate you. So anyway, they're nervous. You're seeing stuff coming out. All the stuff we've talked about for years. And we're either called lunatics or lost our positions in social media, had our voices silenced, were put in Facebook jail, had our channels taken down on YouTube. Now you got YouTube videos. What does that say? Code words. Littered in the Epstein files. Pizza code words. I couldn't even say that. I used to have to do half of the Little Caesars pizza commercial to throw the algorithm off. Pizza. But anyway, yeah. People are doing video. Oh my gosh, over 500,000 views. Wait till they get to the pizza hot dog party for $65,000 at 2 a.m. at the White House with Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And you know, I was gonna trim this picture up, but I noticed I also got a grab here of Michael Francis, and I said, "Oh, I'll leave that. I'm not gonna crop that picture because." Remember what I said about Michael Francis, $6 million? Comey was working in the FBI. Now, not directly with his case, but he was a big shot. And the $6 million came up missing. That was in a foreign account. Remember me saying that? Michael Francis talked about it in an interview, and he also interviewed Rudy Giuliani. And Rudy Giuliani prosecuted Michael Francis. And now they're doing YouTube video interviews together. Watch for it. So anyway, one of many things about a corrupt, dirty cops in the FBI. Let's take a little break for some due process. Okay? Y'all want to see some due process? Everybody's hollering about due process. Here you go. Da-da. Let's sit right back and you hear a tale. Oh. Anyway, that's my due process. Well, it was code words, Miss Mendersu. It was code words. Hot dogs are one thing, one gender, and the pizza is another gender. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, the Epstein thing is shaking stuff up around the world. You know, it's not just that. We're not going to talk just about Epstein tonight. A lot of things are shaking a lot of people up around the world. Oh, I got to play you this one. Laura Loomer. She gets a hold of Jake Tapper. And, oh boy.
Have some courage for once. Apologize for all of your fake news at CNN that has led to this attempted assassination of President Trump, Jake. Shameful behavior from CNN. You guys have blood on your hands. You have blood on your hands, Jake. When are you going to apologize to the American people for lying about President Trump for years? When are you going to call out Joe Biden for saying that it's time to put President Trump in a bullseye? Come on, you're always talking so much.
Ha, you worm. Can't even talk to a girl. She's just a girl. Come on now. Why don't you answer her? So anyway, Trump put this up. Some of his posts I had to archive for later. But this is where CNN, is it CNN or NBC? Wait a minute. I think it's CNN. Has to admit that Trump is the one who started shaking things up for Epstein. Trump is the one who pointed them in the right direction and started all Epstein's woes.
Epstein believed that Donald Trump went to the Palm Beach police and said, Jeffrey Epstein has young girls at his house, thereby beginning the legal process which would ultimately bring Jeffrey Epstein down.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk, I'll give you as much time as you want, I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him. That was in 2000.
Wait till they get to the part about Acosta, the former labor secretary that Trump fired, who approved the illegal plea deal. The illegal plea deal. Let me get something on the screen for crying out loud. Okay, I'll put this up. Here you go. Get a screenshot here. The Democrat model. What about this is not true? American people elect Trump. Democrats incite violence and riots. Democrats say, look at the violence and chaos under Trump. Democrats win the next election. Violence and riots stop for 4 years. American people elect Trump. Democrats incite violence and riots. Democrats say, look at the violence and chaos under Trump. But anyway, I'm just trying to get some on the screen there. Put that on your meta page. When they get to where Donald Trump is the one who threw it in the trash, the plea bargain for Epstein that should have never been proved, and had him rearrested. I wonder what this guy had to do with it. Bad lawyer, use at your own risk. Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb. A lot of lawyers are going to get knots on their head and lose their licenses, and I believe some of them will go to jail. Ty Cobb, one of the worst lawyers in Washington, D.C., a real loser, was fired years ago because he was having lunch with another lawyer talking about one of my cases while sitting next to two reporters from the failing New York Times. He talked loud and stupidly, and they wrote a story on what he said about the case. Guys like him and another major loser, Miles Taylor, who I have no idea who he is, make livings talking about me like they know me well. I fired Ty Cobb because he was a whack job who I hardly knew. He knew nothing about me. Likewise, Miles Taylor is, in many ways, even worse, because I have no idea who he is, except that CNN and MSDNC put him on for years, like he's a Trump expert. So when you watch these two guys on television, which fortunately doesn't happen often, because they're very little. Oh, I got to find my place now. This is a long one. Because there's very, very little audience at either CNN or MSDNC. Remember, they know nothing about me. Just two dopes trying to make a buck, pretending to know something about someone who turned out to be very famous. These two networks are forewarned not to put them on the air again because they have no knowledge or credibility with respect to anything have to do with Donald J. Trump. Now, it should, like I'm saying, the people who transcribe his messages, it should be anything having to do with Donald J. Trump, but that's all right. We get the point. Creepo Cobb. A poseur, as they used to say, a poseur. So we got a lot of people being publicly called out, as they should be. How many people we got in from Canada tonight? I want to play something Somebody put up from Canada. I know we got a couple people. I haven't seen Roland. Yeah, I know he's from Canada. How many Canadians do we have in tonight? Yeah, I remember the baseball player, Ty Cobb. But anyway, when I see somebody say they're from Canada, well, I guess after the show, a lot of people be from Canada. Put in the comments after the video, do you know who this woman is? Do you know what the hell this woman is talking about? This is a typical crazy liberal white woman. I'm sorry. But they want to give everything back, okay, to what they call the first residents. They have no damn idea who is on whatever land they're standing on right now, who is the first residents or the first inhabitants. But anyway, I don't know who she is. But it looks like they're trying to get rid of her.
Hence the name Eta Nonna Wastina. It translates to where they lived good and beautiful lives. Learning to say the name is just a small way we can all be accountable to healing our relationship with our nation's first peoples. So let's go. Try it with me. Eta Nonna Wastina. Eta Nonna Wastina. Eta Nonna Wastina.
Eta Nonna Wastina.
Remove her, Sherry Carroll. For more information, you're learning some partially extinct language. You should be learning your own laws and your own constitution. You know, these teachers and attorneys and other people in public trust that run around and push this stolen land narrative need to be fired. I mean, they're vilifying our nation itself. And they should be called out every time. All right, Devin's giving me a bunch of likes. Ha ha ha. I appreciate it, Devin. All right. Ha ha ha. Well, Laura, not just a girl. Okay. Well, she's a firecracker. I'll put it that way. Here. A worldwide upheaval. Starmer couldn't stop his hands from shaking when asked about, guess what? Guess what? He was asked about, made his hand shake on the floor of Parliament when he was trying to talk. Now, of course, this is Sky News Australia, not to be confused with Sky News, which is a liberal knockoff. Epstein, he was being asked about Epstein and his hands were shaking. I tell you what, you know, I think the Ruskies put up a report. They're looking to get rid of him, remove him as prime minister. How many of them have we been through? This is the third or the fourth one. But anyway, you all know I talk about, I show Christine, what's her name? Aguaya, right? Wait a minute. I'll put that up, and then I'll put this first one up. What is she talking about? I haven't seen anybody else, the mainstream, talk about this. Have you all? Well, Christina did. Documents in the latest Epstein file dump allege that Biden was SHOT in 2019. And the president from 2020 to 2024 was an actor. And she included these pictures here. Maybe I can read those emails, I'm not sure. But let me put this right here for your all's edification. An unverified submission from the Epstein investigation files details allegations that Joe Biden was fatally SHOT in 2019 and subsequently replaced by an actor who masqueraded as president from 2020 to 2024. The claim appears in a document described as a tip or submission to investigators, referring to Biden as an actor with a mask and claiming there are clones and Biden was X3 executed by a firing squad.